And which one of these? Well, not that one, because I've already got 2 of them. Purifying all units, or Demon Worship. Whenever you play a pirate, damage self and random enemy unit by 1. Zarovitz, you're voting for that one. I think I would as well. Because of the summon ability looks quite powerful. So we'll go that. Good vote. So what do you...
cards you get.
Equinox is obsolete. As in there is a better version of it somewhere? Or... Powder Ornaments Packs event. Buy more kegs. Let's go with 5. And then after those 5, we'll go see if if we've got any good new cards, we can maybe put them in the deck. Otherwise, we can just see if it is, time to go get something. Anyway, so our monster is a Thrivey Beast. Doesn't look too good, but then this is probably better than other Thrive things I've got. Damage an enemy unit by 2 on deploy is pretty good. The Merchant, we saw this before. Swap the top deck of your opponent's deck with yours. Damn orange and purple card. Lucky. I mean, in one pack? Maybe. I'm leaving them for last, or I would if it let me. Dull Blathana Bomber. Damage 2 random enemy units by 2. Okay, so this is legendary. The Brute. Human Witch Hunter. Profit 0. Boost self by 0. The boost is equal to the base power of the highest power enemy unit with a bounty that you destroyed this game. I don't know who came up with this, but it's not the simplest of cards. Whenever you place a bounty on an enemy unit, increase the profit by 1. Does that make sense to anyone? I mean, I'm sure it's a good card because it's, of legendary status. But still, gain a specified number of coins when the card is played. When it's played, fine. And you boost self by 0, but the boost is equal to the base power of the highest power. I'm not going to understand that in this. Brute, good card, and so side decks. I see. In about 3 months' time, I'll come back to you and ask. What would be a good side deck? Syndicate. Okay, Syndicate. What have we got here? So, Saravets, you're saying Wispes for the monster deck. Damage an enemy unit by 2. Whenever you play a crone, increase this damage by 2. I don't have that many crones. So, I mean, yes, if I'm playing monsters, that's a good pick, though. The Elf Scoia'tael. Damage an enemy unit by the number of elves on this row. Or this one, draw up to 2 of Octavia's sons to your hand. Presumably you'd need his sons in your deck. Then shuffle back the same number of cards, and that costs 2 side. But you'll have... I will have... Crones. Oh, I see what you're saying. Let's go for it.
Whack, bang, wow! That me know how!
Okay, next one. Clear Skies. Boost all units on allied row by 1. Fine. Fortune Teller gives Doom to a unit on the melee row, or gives Veil to a unit on the range row. That's interesting. Not sure it's worth a card for, but sure. Damn Sorceress. Remove a unit's shield, which isn't armor, then boost self by 2. cooldown 1, so you can use that again and again. Our epic this time is Ludovicus Brunnenbaum, who has a timer. Before the end of your turn, lower the number by 1 when the number reaches 0, trigger the ability, which is gaining lots of coins. Fine. And Tribute, which is on deploy, you may choose to spend the specified amount of coins to trigger this ability. So you would have to, if you have 5 coins, you can have 9 coins instead, but you can't just gain the 4 coins, you need to actually have 5 coins first. Fine. And our pick then, well, we've already got 2 bruisers, so we don't need that guy. Mutated Hounds, deploy on melee, give an enemy unit bleeding, deploying range poisons unit, or the Griffin Witcher Mentor, draw your top unit and boost it by 1, then shuffle a card from your hand back into your deck. An Adrenaline 4, like always forget Adrenaline, it's about the number of cards in your hand. Yeah. Draw your top 2 units and boost them by 1, then shuffle 2 cards back. I think I prefer the sound of that one. Syndicate is the last faction you will master. You're assuming there, probably incorrectly, that I'm going to master any faction. So, if it was me, I'd probably go with this one, because I'm maybe more likely to play Northern Realms at some point. Tonight. Next Kirk. A Doppler, which on melee would choose a unit in your hand, then boost self by the number of units in your hand with the same primary category. That seems quite powerful as well. Went to the best choice. Is that the one I picked? I think it was. And on the range row, boost self by 1 for each unique primary category among units in your hand. I don't know. That seems quite powerful. If you have a deck which has got all the same types, then that could be like a 10 strength thing, maybe. Never seen it. No, but this is it. It's just like, it sounds good, but maybe like when you get further into the game, there's just so many other things which are better that you just wouldn't bother with it. Who's this guy? Bare Knuckle Brawler, who has Intimidate, which boosts off by 1. Oh, this is the crime. Whenever you play a crime card. Interesting. Or confusing. You can also damage. Right, anyway, moving on. We've already seen this Archer. And the Fisher King is a... You deploy him on the ranged row. Move any card from your deck to the top. Fisher King, nice. So is that used quite a lot as well? Like, because obviously you want to bring your good cards forward. He's got a decent number of points and guarantees maybe for the next round that you have a card that you want. Not a lot. But still nice that I got him. Is it worth sticking into my deck that we've got going? Or Fisher King with Albrich. Albrich. Is Albrich one that I've got going on, or something else? Like in a monster realm? Anyway, what have we got here? Hunting Pack, which, if an enemy unit has a status, summon all copies of this unit from your deck to this row. If an enemy unit has a status, any status, summon all copies of this row. Okay. Albrich is a NG card, Nilfgaard. Okay. So yeah, maybe one for the future then. The Sly Seductress, which has an interesting... Is that Geralt there? Or someone else? Probably not. Has a fee when you gain a shield... you pay to gain the shield whenever your opponent plays a unit boost self by 1. Are those two different lines? Yes. Bonded. Trigger this ability if you control a copy. Boost self by 1. Whenever your opponent plays a card, boost self by 1. I mean, that seems quite powerful as well. But again, if we're not really going to be playing that deck, do you just go with the Immortal Cavalry, which has a shield and spawns a base copy of itself? So pretty much just get 2 of those for free, which can't be damaged. I mean, 1 hit. I would take Hunting Pack. You have to say these things quicker. But yes, I assume I'll probably get Hunting Pack again at some point in the future. Mega Scope. Not a normal scope, but a mega one. Choose a bronze allied unit. Okay, choose. But it's not create. Choose. It's an odd choice of words. Or timer. Spawn a base copy of chosen unit. Oh, okay. I see. So you can choose it, but then for meme decks, like, is it useless then? Target big point cards with that. Not useless. So targeting big point cards, but then you could just play the big point card. Spawn a base copy. Oh, it's a copy. I see. I just see it usually in meme decks. I mean, I suppose if, like, you can only have 2 of something, because you can't have 3 versions of the same card. So this would allow you to have a 3rd copy of something, which could be useful. Anyway, it's interesting. Yeah, but it spawns, so not plays. However, as I saw earlier, there was a deck which was purely spawn focused. So there can be, you know, decks where you want to be spawning things. Who's this person? Thanid Turncoat. Deploy, give an enemy unit spying. Damage an enemy unit by 1. Whenever the enemy unit gains spying, reduce the cooldown by 1. It can spawn a 9-point griffin, many good uses. Yeah. But then, like I say, if you've got... You would just put 2 griffins in your deck. Although it's good at bringing another griffin, so it'll give you a 3rd griffin. Who's this? The Courier. Is this a double deck? You can have it in... What's that? Nilfgaard and the Syndicate? Yeah. But the back of it was only this, so I assume they just don't have the backs for it. So on the melee row, you look at the top 3 cards from your opponent's deck and move 1 to the top. And on the ranged row, look at the top 3 cards of your own deck. Okay. And Shakedown is a crime, but you get profit from it. And you boost an allied unit. Great. So, this pick then, the Squirrel, I mean, he looks like a beast, doesn't he? Courier also for Albrecht decks. Because I don't know about Albrecht. Yeah, another good card combo for Albrecht. Squirrel. Banish a card from your opponent's graveyard. Easy. Really often used, really. I mean, just looking at him, I mean, he looks like a squirrel. I'm not gonna... I mean, I'm gonna read the others, but I will choose Squirrel because I'm not gonna go against what you've said. Armored Drakkar. In return, if Armored Drakkar has no armor, gain 2 armor. Fair enough. Exposed. What's exposed? Trigger this ability when the unit loses armor. So you want it to lose armor, because then it'll boost itself, and then it'll gain armor again. and Bloodthirst. Number of damage enemy units required to trigger this ability. Boost off by 2 instead. See. Banish a ton of good cards with that. Or the Alumni, if the damage and boost values are equal to or higher than 4, gain Zeal. On the melee, damage an enemy unit by 0. Range boost an allied unit by 0. And the values correspond to the patience. No, way too complicated. Squirrel it is. You basically banish a ton of good cards with that. It's Skellige thing to damage themselves. The ship thing. Skellige keep damaging themselves.
Whack, bang, wow!
Yeah.
That me know how!
So our monster, Bleeding Effigy, banish a bronze unit from your opponent's graveyards, then boost an allied unit by its power. It's kind of like a consume. Why doesn't it just say consume? If you control Bloody Mistress or Gemitora, you may target gold units. Is that not the same as consume? Little have through. Deploy, but only when bonded, so that's when its twin is out there. And it can damage itself by 4 and spawn rain on an enemy row. That doesn't seem too good. The Dun banner, which I've already got 2 of, so that'll be some good for a beast stack. This thing. And have through cool. Or rain. Or this is the beast stack. So again, I kind of look at this card and think, you know, 6 points, increase this unit's power if you have the other one, which you may or may not. But its order is, I suppose I don't know how good rain is. Start of the owner's turn, damage 2 random units by 1. Yeah. It doesn't sound amazing, but I guess it's, you can't have all top cards in a deck. You need some cards which are bronze and, you know, have low provision cost. I mean, you know, low provision cost. Bloody Good Friends, and he has Insanity, which is if you have insufficient coins, damage this unit by its fee amount, ignoring its armor to trigger its fee ability. Okay. Cannot be used and would destroy the unit, and works only if damage is inflicted. Sure. And our choice this turn, we could have the Ice Troll. So at the end of your turn, if you control fewer units than your opponent, boost self by 1. But in a Thrive deck where I've got duplicates, that's probably not going to happen. And I've already got 2 of the Keeper of the Flame, so I don't necessarily want that. Good for Calculus deck, the Ice Troll. Yeah, I mean, I'm tempted to go with that. A, because it's a monster, and B, because I've got ones of the other deck. Although Dimon, I could have another one of those. Because that seems better than that. But it's fine. We'll go with that. Spread the love. So we're all out of kegs. Should we go... Were there any cards there, whilst we remember, that are worth putting into our deck? There was the Crone. No. Why won't you buy more kegs? I mean, I could, if you want to keep going with more kegs, I just figured it would be more interesting to play a game, but if you want to have a deck building session, then we can do that. Ebenezer, you want to do more kegs, or you want to check out a match? whatever. I mean, I'm here to, you know, entertain you as much as myself. And if you're having a good time, then feel free to follow. I will play, well, newbie Gwent, and you can watch my newbie Gwent at least once a week. Oh, thank you very much for the follow. Not that I, forced you into doing it. You have free will. But yeah, thank you. And please come back again. And Zarovitz as well. Oh, thank you. And that means that we've now met my very small follower goal of 10. But wait, meeting a follower goal. Excellent. The crone. Did we want her in? Or are we going to do kegs first? Damage the enemy unit by 2. And how many other crones do I have? So I don't own these ones, do I? I don't have any of those. Yeah, without other crones, she is underwhelming. I agree with the statement. Well, if I go open in the shop, so where you go? Like maybe I assume shop is where Shoop is.
Secret to Shoop's goody goods.
Well, let's do more, because maybe we'll end up with the crones. And then let's do another 6. So, what have we got?
Crack! Smash!
Dryads, Caress. That makes more sense than Caress. Purify an allied unit and boost it by 3. If you control the Dryad, also give it Vitality. Purify an allied unit. Purify being the remove statuses, yeah. Redanian Agent, which I feel like we saw earlier. Or was that the Archer? That was the Archer, wasn't it? Veil, that boost unit in your deck by 1. Agent was good last patch. But not this patch? Oh, now you don't know. It might surprise you that I also don't know. Boost a unit in your deck by 1. I mean, it seems like it's not giving you the bonus now, but it's giving you a bonus later. And I know the Northern Realms deck is good for if you boost stuff in advance. Well, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then please leave a like. And if you think you would enjoy more, then please subscribe, or even join me live on Twitch. Whilst it's cliche, all of these will help the channel. On screen is something carefully curated, or something the YouTube algorithm suggests, or maybe even both. In any case, have a great day.